Welcome to Madame Raven's. This way to the library. She's been expecting you.
SCP-466 Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Web traffic and law enforcement channels worldwide are to be monitored for evidence of SCP-4666 activity, and particularly for cases of stalking or reports of anomalous phenomenon involving families with young children. Should a Vice-Knock event be suspected to be in progress, the nearest containment task force is to be dispatched to attempt containment of SCP-4666. Standard PDP/8 Humanoid First Contact Protocols apply. Media coverage of families' deaths attributed to SCP-4666 is to be suppressed or falsified to make said deaths appear as non-anomalous home invasion murders. Forensic evidence and SCP-4666-A instances collected by non-Foundation agencies are to be confiscated and witnesses amnesticized. Description: SCP-4666 is currently believed to be a single, exceptionally long-lived humanoid entity of unknown origin. Survivors of Vice-Knock events typically describe SCP-4666 as a very tall, between 2 meters and 2.3 meters, elderly man of European descent, with an extremely emaciated appearance. The entity always appears completely naked, even when observed outdoors in freezing weather. Though the nature and extent of its anomalous properties remain uncertain, SCP-4666 appears capable of instantaneous or near instantaneous travel to any location north of 40 degrees latitude, and possibly to any location on Earth. SCP-4666 activity occurs exclusively within a period of 12 consecutive nights every year, from the night of December 21st, 22nd to the night of January 1st or 2nd. This period is known as SCP-4666's active phase. During this phase, in which are termed Vice-Knock events, SCP-466 will appear at dwellings in one or multiple locations north of 40 degrees latitude. In all known Vice-Knock events, these dwellings have shared the following characteristics: isolated rural location, home to a family with at least one child under the age of 8, and situated in an area with snow cover lasting throughout the duration of the event. Vice-Knock events consist of the following general progression. Nights 1 through 7. Children will report seeing SCP-4666 in the vicinity of their family dwelling. The entity will typically be observed watching the dwelling from a distance, such as from across a nearby field or from the edge of a neighboring forest. In some cases, children will report waking up at night to find SCP-4666 watching them through a window. Nights 8 through 11. Family members, including the parents, will report sounds of footsteps coming from the roof or attic. An extremely unpleasant odor will also frequently be noted inside the dwelling. No cause for this phenomenon will be found. As a result, parents will often begin to suspect that their family is being stalked, or even that their dwelling might be haunted. Night 12. Over the course of the night, one of two scenarios will occur. First and most common is that SCP-4666 will kill all members of the family, save for one child under the age of 8, whom it will abduct. SCP-4666 will inflict incapacitating injuries to family members while they are sleeping, then herd them into a single room of the dwelling, where it will proceed to kill them in view of each other. The method of killing varies with the event, and will typically be preceded by some form of torture, which appears to serve a ritualistic purpose. See Weissnach events log below. In the second scenario, which has occurred in roughly 15% of known Weissnach events, SCP will not harm the family. The family will report hearing footsteps inside their dwelling during the night, though no signs of forced entry will be found. In the morning, children will discover presents at the foot of their beds. These will consist of toys crudely crafted from the remains of human children. See SCP-4666A instant log below. The criteria, if any, by which SCP-4666 determines the outcome of a Weissnach event are unknown. Discovery: SCP-4666's existence and ongoing activity were first detected in 1974 through the Foundation's newly implemented Anomalous Signature Recognition Program, when several highly similar home invasion incidents resulted in family deaths were found to have occurred throughout the Northern Hemisphere during the night of January 1st and 2nd. Extensive research into civilian and law enforcement archives worldwide eventually uncovered evidence of probable Weissnach events for nearly every preceding year, going back to the late 18th century, average of 3.1 known events per year. Numerous historical documents were also found which appear to describe SCP-4666 activity occurring prior to this period, in some cases as early as the 2nd century AD in Europe and Russia, and as early as the 1st century BC in Scandinavia. Fingerprints belonging to the same humanoid entity have been discovered at location of all Foundation-investigated Weissnach events. These have been matched to a partial fingerprint found preserved in dry blood on a recovered SCP-4666A instance dating from 1873. The fingerprints presented characteristics not known to occur in human beings. See image. Human-like white hairs were also recovered from the locations of several Weissnach events, though no DNA, human or otherwise, could be extracted from them. Addendum 4666-01. On January 2nd, 2008, several SCP-4666-A instances were discovered at a family residence in Hoona, Alaska, following the conclusion of Weissnach event number 060198. Among these instances was SCP-4666-A-0960, which consisted of a crude, life-size doll made from the emaciated body of a female child, to which the following modifications had been made. A dress made from various pieces of dirty, discolored clothing had been sewn around the body, and in several places into the body's skin. The mouth had been sewn shut with thread made from human tendons, and the lips painted red with a solution consisting primarily of human blood. The fingernails of another child had been glued over the body's fingernails with pine resin. These had been painted red with the same human blood-based solution. 3 of the body's fingers were missing. The entire scalp had been removed from the head, and the scalp of another child with long blonde hair sewn onto the head in its place. The hair had been tied into 2 braids. Both eyes had been removed, and 2 large round pebbles, on which eyes had been crudely painted, placed into the empty orbits. Upon examination by the family, the child from whom the doll had been made was found to still be alive, albeit unconscious. Authorities were notified, and the child was airlifted to Bartlett Regional Hospital in Juneau, Alaska, where she survived for 18 hours. 2 Foundation agents were dispatched and were able to interview the subject. See interview log below. Following the subject's death, her body was confiscated by the agents, and all witnesses amnesticized as per standard procedure. DNA testing revealed that the subject had been Ekaterina Morozova, age 7, a known abduction victim of SCP-4666, taken from her family's residence in Dubovka, Russia, on January 2nd, 2016. Autopsy of the subject's body shown that she had been severely malnourished during the 2 years following her abduction, which had resulted in considerable stunting. Weight was only 15 kilograms, height only 90 centimeters. A number of scars and burns were present on her skin, and she had suffered 2 bone fractures, left tibia and left ulna, that had not been reset and had healed improperly. Hands were heavily calloused. Cause of death was attributed to multiple organ failure resulting from severe, sustained malnourishment. Interview log. Audio log 4666-06201. Date: January 2nd, 2018. Time: 23:27 Alaska Standard Time. Location: Bartlett Regional Hospital, Juneau, Alaska. Agent: Antony Kowalczyk. Agent Susan Muse attending. Subject: Ekaterina Morozova. SCP-4666-A-0960, female, age 7. Notes: the subject regained consciousness for a period of roughly 30 minutes prior to expiring, during which she was interviewed. Hospital staff had previously removed the thread that had been sewn into her lips, allowing her to speak. Despite having been administered a morphine drip, the subject was largely coherent throughout the interview. The subject did not understand English and initially spoke only a language that was unfamiliar to agents Kowalczyk and Muse. However, after several minutes, the subject began addressing the agents in Russian, which she spoke poorly. Agent Kowalczyk, who spoke rudimentary Russian, was able to conduct the interview without the need for an interpreter. Begin log. Hello, I'm Anthony. What's your name? Are you going to take me back to him? No, I promise. I'm just here to talk to you. I don't want to go back. You don't have to. You're safe now, Mishka. Can you tell me what happened to you? Do you remember the night he came to your house? I remember. He hurt Mama and Papa and Katya and Yuliana for a long time, and they were bleeding. After they stopped screaming, he put me in his bag. His bag? He had a big bag. Other children were in the bag too. I think we go to other houses. I hear people screaming outside the bag all night long. Each house he put another child in the bag. Then after the night he'd take us away. Where did he take you? Underground. Deep. Underground? You mean in a basement? Deep. Everything earth and mud and ice. Bones everywhere. Everything cold. I can't sleep because it's too cold. Were there lots of other children there with you? Lots of children. Lots of tunnels. Lots of holes. But I can't see all. I can't see the other. Too dark. My hole is with Renee and Hekla and Sasha and Paul. We make toys together. The toys? If you don't make toys, you don't eat. Don't stop making the toys. Don't fall asleep, or he hurt you. He hurts you? How? He hit you, or he burn you, or he bite off your fingers, or he cook you on the fire in his room, and he eat you. He eat Philippe and Sally. What about you? How did this happen to you? Did he do this? Renee and Hekla and Sasha and Paul do this. They have to. Why? I get sick. When you can't make the toys, you become the toys. So quoth this raven. If you like this, please hit the little button to let me know. If you didn't, hit the little button to let me know. Leave a comment. I'm always glad to talk with you, my darlings. I'm open to suggestions and criticisms, critiques. If you have not subscribed, please do so and ring the little bell so you know when to come up and see me. And I will talk to you next time, my darlings. Farewell.